Hello everyone, welcome to the last day of the Virtual Light Design Community series at the Light Middle East show in Dubai. I'm super delighted. Well, I forgot to say I'm Katia Kalovea, member of the team for VLD community, and I'm delighted to have with me here David Gilbey. And David, welcome. Thank you very much for being here with us.
Pleasure.
I would like you first to just briefly introduce yourself to our audience, and then we can have our conversation, the two of us, talk about life and yeah.
I'm David Gilbey. I'm a lighting designer all my life. First from theatre, film and television, then architecture, had my own consultancies. And for the first time in my life, I've gone client side. I'm now lighting design director at Diriyah Gate, where we are building a city.
Okay. I would love to know more about that.
Well, it's based around the UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's a very historically and culturally important project.
It sounds really fascinating, and actually that's like I met you first in the UK, right? Like while you were based there in London, working for a very big company, doing projects all around the world, really. And then it was like the transition, different things, delighting, like many things. And now, last year, you were here again at Light Middle East in Dubai as a judge, correct?
Yes.
And this year, you are actually living in Middle East, correct?
Yes.
So before we kind of get into the expectations of the show and what differences you have seen from year one, from last year to this year, I would like you to tell me, like, how do you see things now that you are based in Middle East? Like, you are connecting with lots of different cultures and different people. So please share a little bit on that.
It's being right here. You're really involved and seeing the ambition of what's going on in Saudi Arabia, and I kind of see myself, because there's not too many of us in Saudi Arabia, I kind of see myself as an ambassador. So what I try and do is when the light and design community are in town, I try and meet with them. If I get time, I take them on a personal tour of our UNESCO World Heritage Site.
To talk about quality of light
and it's an interesting position. We still design. Chris and I still design. It's possibly 10 to 15% of what I do. But we manage design, we collaborate, we inspire design. And that's great as well, because we're working with some of the best in the world.
And this is really fascinating, because also from your introduction before, talking about your path from theater lighting to architectural lighting and all of those things, it's an amazing perspective of being able to kind of see different parts of like the client collaborations and different designers, and being able to promote what good light is really by your decisions and your guidance, correct?
It's really interesting because the Middle East is a tough market, and when you do concept design here, it's always concept plus. You're doing some of the schematic work, and if you come and do projects in the Middle East, you have to understand that. So that's one thing. But there's something that I've never understood, and I see it now from the development side. Things like programs. We're, as lighting designers, we're always back to back with the architects. But saying concept design, the 12, 16 weeks, they're massing the building, they're designing the structure, the fabric of the building, and the lighting designer has a lot of work to do in the last few weeks. I say, it's concept plus.
Yeah.
So that's, and I don't understand why, if there's a problem, you can't step out of the program. Because a lot of times in the early stages of design, these buildings aren't even holes in the ground. We're not talking making changes to the fabric of the building, we're talking about the reflected ceiling plan. So why the program is so important. And I would still, especially when we're a historically and culturally important city that we're building. And Amandeep and I, a member of the VLDC platform, we've talked about slow design. And always the driver of development is speed and money, time and money.
And especially in the region of Middle East, right? Like this is the feedback that we have received from the majority of the designers who have interviewed.
And I'm trying with my experience to make some changes or I don't know that I'll be able to.
Sounds very challenging, but also really beneficial for the future of how the industry is built around here, and also kind of always have the lighting designer in the table and being considered, right?
Absolutely, full credit to Diriyah, because both Chris and I are very, very experienced lighting consultants. And so they've employed lighting people to run the specialist lighting department. I'm very excited with that. It comes with big responsibility. Good lighting people running their lighting department, and that should produce great results.
That's exciting, David, and really I think we are going to have lots of different communications with the VLD community, connecting. I don't know, obviously this is very confidential right now, but as the project goes, we would love to have your input and your experience on that. So this is really linked with the fact that how much do you know VLD community, which I think I know the answer because you're one of our thought leaders. And would you like to say a little bit of what you do in the platform for the audience?
Anything that I can. Lighting heroes, lighting contributions, lighting questions, helping other people. I genuinely feel we have a duty. That's how much I see it, to pass our experience on and to help the next generations, help young lighting designers.
Absolutely, yes.
And even now, I'm so busy in my day job, but I still support lighting schools, I still support the VLD community, I still support architectural schools, and you have to do it. You have to do it.
I think it's like a responsibility that we all have, apart from the support to the industries, also to the raising awareness about what you were saying before, the raising awareness about the importance of light and the role of the lighting designer. But this actually ties perfectly with my next question, which is, what advice would you give to a young designer who is joining the industry or is already there but in their first steps of their career? And you have been very important to my path when I started and how it has been evolved. So I would love you to share one advice to the audience.
I think more than any other industry that I know, we are a family. And there are people that will help you and really share their knowledge, really give you good advice. And it's to seek out mentors because we know the Silhouette Awards. I am so proud to have been,
and we are honored to have you as part of the mentors and the community that we are building. Absolutely.
But I've always mentored.
You have always mentored. You have mentored me as well.
But you've mentored me. That's
it's a two-way. It's a two-way communication and support.
And the interesting thing, let's talk about the Silhouette Awards for a moment, because that takes young designers, introduces them to giants of our industry who will share their knowledge, share their experience, share their connections, help you solve your problems. And it's for 6 months. But how you get emotionally involved? How do you give someone back after 6 months? I was a mentor to Dipali.
Exactly.
And what we have now is the most beautiful collaborative friendship.
I think just to say about Silhouette Awards is that it's like the beginning. We bring two people together, an expert and a junior, younger designer, to initiate that in 6 months, a structured way, and then we give it to you guys to continue this relationship further. So I'm honored and grateful to know that you have this communication and this collaboration.
But the interesting thing is, I'm sure when you started it, you thought about the benefit to the young designer, and that's applaudable,
True.
laudable.
True.
It's everything, but it's mutually rewarding.
Yeah.
You learn so much from their passion, from their ideas, and sometimes the only difference between us is time. You know, is experience, is connections, it's you know.
Like this really talks to me on what you're saying. So
and,
yeah,
and
thank
how
you.
the mentors became a club, and how the silhouettes became a club, a family, alumni.
Yeah. And this is what we are trying to create, and actually this is what is going to happen just now. We have some mentors here at the VLD community stand. Ask them to come from year 1, year 2, and year 3, and we are going to take a picture together. We're going to just connect for a few minutes as a community. So I can see like lots of them here waiting for this moment. David, last question. What drives David Gilbey to wake up in the morning?
I love what I do.
Yeah.
I love what I do. I did a Christmas message, and you would not understand how busy I am.
Yeah.
I mean, double, triple meetings. Well, I wouldn't say the curse of a lighting designer, but occupational hazard that we play out at night, so it's night and day. And I sometimes have so much responsibility. And I just keep smiling because I just remind myself that I love
how
what I
much
do.
you love. That's amazing.
I follow the light, and that's
it's reflecting, you know. I think it's like same with me. Like I really love what I do, and I feel that this is really transformable to like transmittable, not transformable. Like giving the energy to each other.
But you know when you meet someone like you, I need to hold your hand for this. When you meet someone like you, and your career is going stellar, and very rightly so, right? You are a powerful force in lighting. And I will say this, one day, when people are talking about you in the same vein as Jonathan Spears and other greats of our industry, I will be able to say, I knew Katja when you were vulnerable and you were taking your first brave steps.
Oh my God.
No, honestly, and that, I loved you the moment I met you because of you. We share a passion, and I mean that.
Thank you. That's I think the most moving interview that we had. David, thank you so much.
I want to say one last word.
Yes, please.
One last word. Everyone likes good friends, and some people forget the important part of it. If you want good friends, be a good friend, and if you hang on to that, then your life. And also, I'm so proud to be in this industry because I walk in the shadow of giants, and you're one of them.
Oh my God. Same for you.
Love
Honored,
you.
really. Thank you
Love
so
you.
much for taking the time to be
Pleasure.
here with VLD community. And well, the journey continues. There's so many
Always.
things to do. Tomorrow, actually, David will be interviewing the whole VLD community team for the Lighting Heroes series that he's doing. So we're looking forward to this discussion as well. And stay tuned to the platform because we are going to be sharing even more things of what David is doing in his current very, very, very important job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.